Hi everyone, so today we are on P&O Azura and we're spending the whole day at sea on the way up to Madeira. Now last night we left Gran Canaria about 10 PM, so it was really strange actually sailing out of a port while at the dinner table. I usually really enjoy, watching the sail away from the open decks and then going to eat after when you're already out to sea. So yeah, this itinerary is a bit of a strange one, or a bit of a very different one for me. Now for anyone that hasn't cruised before, the concept of being at sea for the entire day and not getting off the ship might be a little bit daunting, because quite a lot of people say to me, Fraser, how the hell do you spend an entire day on a boat / ship, but we'll not get into that, without getting fed up, without getting bored? And what I would say is that on a day at sea, there is so much to crack on with. So I will walk you through this in more detail in another video, but just to show you what is actually available. So every day you get this delivered to your cabin. You tend to get this on every single cruise line. It's not always called the Horizon, but on P&O, that's what they call it. Now when you open that up, it basically is a full schedule of everything that's on, all the way from 7 o'clock in the morning, all the way down to whatever is the end of the night. So on here, the end of the night, I mean the final thing starts at 11:15 PM. So what we found last night was that it kind of fizzled out about, what, like 1 AM is when I ended up going to bed. So yeah, pretty decent actually. Now, plan for me today, it's a bit of a funny time actually. One of my sea day rules is that I set an alarm only just late enough so that I don't miss the entire day. I really enjoy trying to wake up just whenever I'm ready to wake. So that's happened this morning, and it is, well, it's now 11:30. So I probably woke up about 11 o'clock so I could get ready to go up. Now what I didn't realise was that actually food-wise on this ship, there's a sort of blank space between 11 and 12, because at 11 they finish breakfast and at 12 they begin lunch. So you find on quite a lot of other, particularly the big ships, where the buffet will be in two sides, and at 11 o'clock they will be finishing breakfast but they'll still keep it open, and then at 12 they'll open lunch on the other side while they then clear this, and then just keep flipping the service across the different parts of the buffet. So it's a wee bit weird actually being on here. I mean, it's not a problem, let's be honest. There will be food at midday, so what, 25 minutes is absolutely fine. But yeah, just bear that in mind if you do quite like to eat as soon as you get up, because some ships you might not actually have the ability to do that. So always check, and it's really easy to do that. It's just, to be honest, I've just been a bit of an idiot by not checking. But inside your Horizon, you get this little guide, I guess. And on here it's got all your opening times, so it's got every restaurant, it's got how you can dine, it's got when the bars are open, which is an important one for later, and then like when all the shops and stuff are open as well. So definitely make sure you do a wee bit of planning, otherwise you'll get kind of stuck the way I am right now. But look, I'm gonna get breakfast / lunch at 12 o'clock. And then after that, I'm gonna hit these decks. I am so excited to just try and sunbathe for a bit. The ship is doing a lot of rocking. I heard the captain come on the tannoy this morning and he said that, yeah, we're going through some relatively rough seas at the moment. So being on the inside of the ship, I actually don't know what it's gonna look like out there. But through the night, there was quite a bit of noise in here. I mean, I'm fine, I sleep with earplugs anyway, but I did get up to go to the bathroom and you could definitely hear things were creaking, things were kind of banging a little bit. Again, not a huge problem. You just have to remember that if you book a cruise, you're not going to a fully stationary hotel on land. You are coming onto a ship. And at the end of the day, ships move, ships make a little bit of noise, the exact same way that if you were in your car, it would make a little bit of noise because you are moving. So yeah, I mean, motion, yeah, there is a bit of motion. I can feel myself kind of swaying talking to you. Luckily, touch wood, I don't get seasick at all, which long may that continue, because I think if I start to get seasick, then I've probably got a bit of a problem. But yeah, if you do have any issues, you can pop down to reception, you can buy tablets down there to help, you can also go to the medical centre, and quite a lot of you guys will know that actually if you get pretty motion sick, then it's quite good to get an injection that can pretty much level everything out. I've never had to get that, but I think on the majority of cruises I've been on, I've heard of somebody going to get it. So yeah, no injections today, please. But yeah, look, let's head out the room now. Let's go out and check out the weather, which on the TV looks beautiful, so hopefully that continues up there. we'll grab lunch and grab a lounger for a bit. Okay, weather update on the way to breakfast. Do you know, actually for me this feels, I've felt much worse, but the really funny thing is, if you come up here, which is like, what, deck 17 I think this is, and look down, I'm going to go up to one of the bars to take a picture looking out the side, and I'll put a clip on to show you, but you can literally see, let me put that water bottle down, you can literally see the entire ship going up and the entire ship going back down, which for anyone that does have issues movement wise in terms of they suffer with the motion of the ship, I think it's going to be an interesting one today. Okay, so that's lunch finished. My plan now is to take these towels and find a sun lounger and just chill out. Now the ship actually feels fairly quiet, so it's not going to be an issue at all to find a bed somewhere. And if anyone's considering a cruise at this time of year around the Canaries, I mean the weather, you can probably tell by now, the weather is lovely. It's a little bit cloudy granted, but that should burn off. It's about 24 degrees right now. And yes, there's a fair bit of movement on the ship, which you can expect, but honestly, have no worries about the weather over here at this time of year. Now, I'm going to shoot down to the pool at the back of the ship, which is definitely my favourite in comparison to the busy one, which you can kind of see back there. And yeah, we'll spend a few hours in the sun. Okay, do you know what? Anyone that knows me will know that I am literally, like, yeah, I probably would say I am Mr. Christmas. Like, it is, like, my time of year. I absolutely love it. So, pantomimes, I would say I'm relatively well versed in them, and the one on here today was brilliant, like, so good. You go to them sometimes and they're a wee bit too, like, child heavy, but, oh, this one was brilliant, and we were, yeah, buckled all the way through, so whoever organised that, very well done, that was brilliant. Now anyway, I am going to get back up to that sun lounger. As you can see, the sun is beginning to go down now, which is a shame, but we've probably still got a good half an hour or an hour left anyway, and it's lovely and warm. I mean, I'm still in shorts and t-shirt, which, yeah, I know I keep saying it, but 2.5 weeks before Christmas to be wandering about in shorts feels mad but great at the same time. So let's get back up to the top deck and get on a lounger. So this afternoon's completely disappeared. It's now 5 o'clock and yeah, I'm very chilled out. Sometimes it's just good to have a day where you don't really do too much. So literally spent the last like 4 hours or something up on a lounger at that back pool. So yeah, that was great, and hopefully we'll do the same on the sea day coming back over to Tenerife later in the week. But look, what I did want to say, so you'll notice that I'm not actually in my own cabin right now, so don't worry, there's nothing too weird happening. The guys on the ship have actually been able to get me into a couple of different rooms in order to then show you guys what a deluxe balcony, an ocean view, and also a mini suite look like on board. So if you haven't seen them already, if you click through to the channel, you can then see a quick room tour of each of those different room types. One word of warning that I would give is that the rooms are so different. Like the mini suite on here is very, very different to what they call a deluxe balcony. It's significantly bigger. So definitely make sure if you are thinking about this ship and this, not necessarily this route, but just if you're looking at this ship or P&O Ventura, then those tours would apply to that ship as well, given the fact that they're almost identical. So yeah, look, I'm going to head back down to the room shortly. Just before I do that, I'm going to go for a walk outside, so I'll show you what's out there, and I'll catch up with you on the plan for tonight when we get back downstairs. As you can see, the sun is now pretty much gone. It's beginning to turn into night time, and this really is one of my favourite times on a ship, when you can just grab, in my case, a coffee, go for a walk around the top deck, and it is so quiet. I mean, if I turn around here to show you, pretty much everyone now, make sure I don't fall over while walking backwards, that would be good. Pretty much everyone is now away to get ready for dinner, which means that it's weirdly peaceful up here actually, considering you can fit about 3,000 people on this ship. You feel as though you've almost got the top deck to yourself. And the thing that I always think people miss when they disappear to their rooms to spend a long time getting ready is, and it's just gone behind the cloud, which is so typical, but over there is pretty much the sun going down. So annoyingly tonight we're not going to get a perfect sunset, but yeah, usually that sky would just suddenly turn bright orange. So yeah, for me, I'm just going to walk around. I feel a bit weird drinking my coffee out of a Virgin Voyages mug on a P&O ship, so I'm hoping that the wrong person doesn't see that. But yeah, I'm now just gonna have a wander around here, and then I'll catch up with you properly to run you through the, I guess, the goings on tonight down in the cabin shortly. Do you know, on the way back to the room, I thought it would definitely be worth mentioning that on P&O, they've now started to do, this is the first time I've seen it, and I think it works so well. They've started to do a thing called Seascreen, which essentially seems to mirror Princess's movies Under the Stars. So if you've been with them, it's the exact same concept, but I actually think they might pull it off a little bit better on here. So they've got these like really padded covers, right, that go on top of the normal sun loungers, so the exact same way that Princess basically just turned the lounger into like a movie chair. And then you also get like a big thick blanket for while you're watching the film, which is so, like, it's such a luxury, and I absolutely love when you don't have to do all cruise ship activities inside, especially when the weather's nice. So yeah, massive thumbs up from me for P&O, because this really, to be honest, it changes how I would cruise, because I will now spend so much more time outside at night. I'll flip the camera now actually and show you what the screen looks like. It's not playing a movie yet, but you'll get a bit of a feel for how this operates, but I'm really impressed. Okay, I think we probably need to talk about something, and that is my complete inability to have any self-control when it comes to food on a ship. So if you watched my Coral Princess series, I definitely had to issue the warning on there that the cakes just kept falling on my plate, which therefore meant I had to eat them. But I mean, the time is now 6:15, right? I'm actually a wee bit embarrassed about this. 6:15, dinner's at 8:30, and I have just stopped by the buffet to fill up my bottle of water. So top tip, always bring a bottle of water and then you've got stuff for the room. So I went by the buffet to fill that up, and just happened to get a snack while I was there. Now the snack for a lot of people would be, I don't know, a bit of cheese or one cake, but my snack has just been beef brisket, Yorkshire puddings, roast potatoes, coleslaw and salad 2 hours before dinner. So I'm a little bit worried that I've killed my appetite. And just to make it even better, oh, I've also now got, I need to mess here. So if I don't get flung over by the motion of the ship, yeah, let's watch and see how much dinner I can actually eat tonight. But I think that might have to go in the fridge for later, because now that I'm back and now that I'm actually voicing that, I realise that's really bad. But hey look, before I talk to you about tonight, I need to go because we need to iron this shirt. So actually before I took my first cruise, I remember being really worried about the ironing situation, because I don't know if you guys know how to do it, but I mean, I can't pack in a way where I can get this out ready to wear. Like, it's literally all creased. So I was a bit worried, because obviously an iron is a prohibited item, and there's also nowhere in this room that I could iron. Like, definitely not, it's not big enough. So my biggest concern was what on earth do I actually do when I get on board, because I can't go about in like completely crushed clothes. Now, for my first couple of cruises, I actually used to steam all of my clothes in the shower, where the shower would run, the bathroom would get so steamy, and that, to be fair, it worked. Like, it was totally fine. However, that is horrendous for the environment, and there was always a bit of me going home that thought, surely there's not 2,000 cabins on here where everyone is going on and either paying to have everything pressed by the crew, or on the other side doing what I'm doing and running the hot water for half an hour. Like, that cannot be a thing. So now all the ships have got a laundrette on board, where basically on every deck of the ship that's got passenger cabins on it, generally speaking, you'll find like an ironing room, and it'll also have like washing machines, it'll have dryers in it. Now, I now try and actually do my laundry on the last sea day before we go home, because especially with the cost of everything in the UK at the moment, it's actually just easier and cheaper to just wash and launder all your clothes here, rather than waiting until you get home and then you arrive home and you've got all these dirty clothes. So massive recommendation from me. But on that note, should probably head along, because I need to get this guy ironed and then get ready to go out. So look, I'll touch base with you again in probably 15-20 minutes once I've ironed these, and yeah, walk you through tonight. Okay, mental half hour over of running to the laundry room, trying to iron, jumping back here to get in the shower, to get dressed, to get ready. Oh, faff. Anyway, that's now done, which is good, so we can now get out and enjoy tonight. Now, in terms of what is actually happening tonight, I think I mentioned earlier that this is what P&O calls Celebration Night tonight, which is essentially their version of a formal night. So it's worth knowing that if you are considering a P&O cruise, or if you're booked on this ship, just make sure you bring formal stuff with you, because it is actually pretty strictly enforced in most of the restaurants. Now, if you don't want to dress up, you do absolutely have the ability to eat in like the buffet on the top floor, and there's a couple of places that you're more than welcome to go to, but the majority of venues on the ship, I would say that they have a kind of on the door policy, if you like, where you have to be in formal wear. So like the main dining rooms, the speciality restaurants, most of the bars as well actually. So my favourite bar, which is like way up the top of the ship, that's got like a black tie, well not black tie but formal dress code tonight. It actually warns you on the daily schedule as well this morning, so it just says, yeah, cocktail dresses, tuxedos, ball gowns and dinner jackets, or like a dark business suit and a tie. You can also wear national dress or military uniform for that as well. So to be fair, it's a pretty open policy. It is just one that I know like quite a few people message to be like, I hate dressing up, do I really have to do it? So unfortunately on P&O, for a lot of you guys, you do. Now personally, I have grown to love a formal night, because there's something about the night where the whole ship is just like, I think it just feels a lot more of an event than what a lot of other nights on the ship do, which definitely feels a little bit weird to say, but I think just when everyone is all dolled up down in the atrium, like it feels like a far more grand affair. But that said, I completely get why some people hate that. I used to hate it, because I did my first cruise on Norwegian, where they famously don't have any formal nights, and that's what I grew to love. So I did feel a bit weird moving on to these other lines where suddenly you had to do it. But hey look, tonight, this is going through first. So you get a voucher on Celebration Night to go and get a free drink. So you can either use it for like, what they call it, fizz. I don't know what fizz will be. I'm assuming it's not champagne, but fizz or like elderflower press if you're not drinking alcohol. So get down to a bar and spend that, and then the rest of the plan for tonight, I mean, you can see, I don't know if you can see that, but basically everything is like all boxed off what I'm trying to do. So the thing about an 8:30 PM dinner is that you don't have a huge amount of time after that, because if you allow 90 minutes for a dinner service, it's going to be approaching 10. I had to think there. That would be great if I'd got that wrong. But it's going to be approaching 10, which means the show is then at 10:30, and the night at that point is pretty much done, other than just going and like sitting in one of the clubs and just having a few drinks. So my plan now, there's a group of solos on board who we're all going to meet down in one of the bars before dinner. After that, we'll head along to the main dining room, which again, I'll be sitting at the table with all the solos, which that's working out brilliant. So we ended up last night, I just ended up at a table with I think there was like 7 or 8 of them or something. So hopefully we'll all be back at that same table again, because that's where it gets really good being a solo traveller on a ship, because suddenly you're in this world where every single night you can speak to people and you get to know a bit more about them, and actually by the end of the week you can be like pretty good friends with some of them, which is great. So hopefully that's the case tonight. Now after dinner it's going to be straight into the show, which the show tonight is like one of those big like full-scale productions again, which that, if you've watched my other vlog series, then you'll know that that absolutely is what I love from the theatre on the ships, because some of it is just so well done. I haven't actually seen this show before. The Astonishing show in P&O, I've seen it now a number of times, 3 or 4 times, but this one I think is new. So I'm actually really looking forward to seeing something that will be like fresh, that I don't know what it entails. But hey, look, on that note, let's get down, let's get a drink, and let's get to dinner. Okay, the eagle-eyed among you will notice that now my bow tie has changed. I haven't even left the room yet. So the reason for that is that this one, which I did have on a minute ago, is basically like my backup one, because I didn't know where this one was. But I've just put my jacket on and realised it was in the pocket. So don't worry, I'm not trying to confuse you by merging multiple nights together. But yeah, look, to the bar. So yeah, after a quick walk around the ship with a drink, it was time for me to head to dinner. So the main dining room tonight actually had a special menu for celebration night, which was, to be honest, I think the best menu that I saw all week. So feel free to pause this and have a look and see what was on offer. But yeah, this was definitely my favourite. Options wise, now I went for a starter which was salmon, which was really good. Portion size was great. I'm going to flick you through now what I had. Portion size really good. I then moved in to beef and then closed off with, to be honest, my dessert was a little bit of a strange one. It was like a pancake that had almonds on top with a side of clotted cream. I say it was strange, it was still lovely, and none of it went back to the kitchen, so yeah, that's usually a good sign. Now, after that, if you've been following me for a while, you'll know exactly what I like to do after dinner, which is head along to the show, and yeah, take that in, and then after that, shoot out for a few drinks. So the show tonight was called Electric Avenue, and again, really good. I'm genuinely just really impressed with what P&O were offering from an entertainment point of view on here versus what I saw on Arcadia a few weeks ago, so really big thumbs up. And just like that, it's the end of another night. So we dock tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock AM, so I'm hoping to get up first thing, which means I'm having a relatively early night. It's just gone 11. So, you know, might shoot in, grab one more drink if the other guys are still kicking about, but other than that, I'll be off to bed. So hopefully you've enjoyed a little bit of an insight to what a day at sea looks like on a P&O ship. Now, tomorrow we'll be in Madeira, and I have got quite a few plans of what I'm hoping to do, so hopefully you'll join me in that episode, which will be the next one to go online. But look, for now, thank you so much for watching any videos on this channel, but definitely this vlog series. I hope you're enjoying them. If you are, please remember to pop down to underneath the video and give it a thumbs up. And if you think about subscribing to the channel so that we can explore more ships together in the future, that would be excellent. But for now, I'm going to get back inside and think about retiring for the night. Yeah, see you tomorrow. Good night.